idea was that taking milk as the base. Because what we've got to do is we've got to work in such a way that we don't come under bureaucratic control. So people are free to make their own decisions based on market supply and demand. So, and one that can go to scale. That's the important thing. And it should go to scale in such a way that, you know, if it's on an individual basis, then each individual have to ensure sustainability. So, you know, sustainability is an important concept, but you do it through avoidance of bureaucratic structures. Keep it simple. So basically, the idea was that with milk, you know, if we could increase the amount of milk that's produced in the country, we could literally create an enormous amount of wealth for the rural population. It's a rural population. You've got these people with microassets, which are basically cows or buffaloes, what have you, and they produce the milk, but they don't get a price for it. So it's happened. The corporates have moved in. You've got Nestle, Anglo, you've got Halif, you've got a few of the smaller players, and they set up there's no cold chain, so they set up a milk collections centers. And now there are more than 3,000 milk collection centers all over the place. And what happens is then that the person who produced the milk goes to the milk collection center, he gives the milk there, it's tested, it's immediately refrigerated because they've got the equipment there, and the guys are paid. And what happens then, you get the trucks come up and they load the milk onto the truck, and that's quickly shipped to the milk plant where it's again tested, etc. And then based on that, they turn around and are able to then, you know, ensure the quality of milk, package it right, and then distribute it. Now, PPF could not invest in the milk collection center. Fortunately, the corporates are doing that because it's driven by profit, so it's a very good thing. However, so that heavy part is taken over by them, the heavy financial part. Now, milk today is, we're producing about 1,600, average about 1,600 liters per animal per year. It's not very much. You can go as high as 10,000 liters. So the sky's the limit, you see.
The same animal?
Yeah, with one animal. But of course, when you go to that level, then you're really getting sophisticated. You know, all the sheds are properly designed, proper air conditioning, so you're really going to the top end. But you can't go that high. And a lot of that's taking place in Israel, for example. So obviously we're not looking at that. We're looking at, but if we could go from 1,600 to 3,200,
that's even more.
Just let's go for that, and not increase the number of animals, because you've got to realize animals competing for the same resources as humans. I say the population of Pakistan is not 180 million, it's 230 million, because 50 million animals. They're breathing the same, they're drinking the same, they're eating, you know. So, so if we can get the animals to double, then what could happen is that we could actually create an inflow into the rural sector of an additional $8 billion a year, every year. It's nothing to do with the government, nothing to do with bureaucracy, just marketing.
Just from milk?
Just from milk. Now, that's going to the top end, or you won't get every animal up there, etc. There's a lot of work to be done in between. For example, the quality of the animal, and you've got to go back into the birth of animals. You have to look at the whole supply chain, and then you systematically try to improve all the way down. So it's not a short term; it's a long thing. So what would happen after that? I found out that there was a UN program to train what we call lady animal health workers. And Nestle and Anglo, they got involved with training those ladies. So we've now got a body of ladies who can go out and give advice on animal management, and they charge for that. So they're earning about 2,500 rupees a month each. So that's a good thing.
What are the small?
So that way we increase the production. Now I go to what I was thinking. If that individual starts to have a bigger income coming in, then we found out what are the interests of that individual. In Punjab, the interest is to get their children educated. Very interesting.